So this is a list of all the ingredients, and I mentioned earlier the. Can you go back a little bit? Ingredients from soybeans and from corn oil. Like from soy you get soy oil and stuff, soy flour, and from corn you get. So all these are mostly present in most of the food items. Like 80% of the processed food, they have this. Next, please. Now, Chhatta food. So sixth element, part 3. That's electromagnetic radiation, Wi-Fi, and radiation from all the electronic digital devices, including our TV remote, our air conditioner remote, or our fan remote. Every remote emits dirty electricity. The worst is, of course, smartphones. So, but I don't want to go into detail. You can always, get a lot of information. If you dig, you find out. And I can help if anybody has question. Second one is microwave. The food should not be heated in microwave because the temperature is high. It destroys all the nutrition and it creates toxins, it creates free radicals. So it's harmful for our health to heat any food. Sometimes some people say that don't heat food in that plastic container, heat it in that glass. Sorry, I am saying that don't heat. You can use microwave as a storage cabinet. And the third one from part 3 is hatred, jealousy in our hearts for others. This is the most difficult part. I think we can switch from GM to non-GM, but to not hate somebody or to love somebody is difficult, but you can try. So, again, 2,500 years back, Chanakya said this. Deepo bhakshayate dvantam kajjalam cha prasuyate yadannam bhakshayat nityam jayate tadrashi praja. Hundreds of years later, Hippocrates also said that let food be thy medicine. So we are what we eat. This is what it is. Lamp eats darkness and produces black soot. What food we eat, that's what you will get it. That's what you will become. Next. So now we will explore the myths. Food sold in grocery stores or served in restaurant is safe. Yeah, we always presume that, it's sold. So we never question. Sometimes we do think it's not, it may not be very safe, but it's not harmful. That's what we think many times. But actually, it could be harmful too. In fact, by and large, it is harmful. Because FDA is not in the business of regulating quality of the food. It's in the business of promoting food industry as against protecting the consumers. If a book by Ruth Winter by the name The Chemical Additives Dictionary says that FDA, the kind of staffing they have, it will require 1,900 years to inspect all the food plants around the world from which the food is imported to the USA. Every year it can only inspect 190. And so they need 1,900 years as 10 years back. 1,900 to inspect the plants. So think about what you are getting in US. Next, the true healthy eaters think that if it is labeled organic, it's healthy. Well, yeah, there is a problem. If the food is coming from outside North America, don't consider it organic at all. I mean, it may be, but how are you going to make sure? One TV, I don't know whether it was Fox or some other TV, they went to China all the way. They first interviewed whole food stores people, the management, and they refused to actually come. So then they, did their own investigation, and the team went to China to track down, because there were some products which are organic labeled from China. They went to China to track down, to backtrack whether, because in organic, right from the source till the end of the product, everything has to be organic. They went to China and they were lost in the wilderness. They couldn't find out the sources. So any food which is labeled organic is not necessarily healthy. Number 2, the cereals. The cereals, which is a staple breakfast of the American. North American population. When it is labeled organic, I would say don't eat it. If it is, well, cereal should not be eaten at all, but if it is organic, just don't eat twice. Because when they say it is organic, that means they are using more whole grains. Now whole grains, they have lysine, one of the essential amino acids which they all, kind of drum about, that it's a very healthy nutrient. So lysine gets denatured because of extrusion process under high pressure and high temperature. So lysine gets denatured and it gets converted to toxin. So in organic cereal, you have more lysine, so you get more toxins. So avoid organic cereals. I already mentioned about country of origin. There is another aspect also. A lot of organic food is now actually coming from greenhouses. I don't know how greenhouses production is healthy, where it's too technical. I don't want to go into detail. Any food which is not grown in the soil is not full food. So a lot of greenhouses, they use synthetic chemicals as nutrients, and they use liquid to grow the plant. So I have a problem there. Nutrition facts on the label reflect the truth. US FDA allows food companies to print zero trans fat if 0.5 gram or less per serving is present. Trans fat is a very dangerous chemical again. Denmark is 100% trans-free country now. In New York, they started trans fat free 7-8 years back. Now USA has asked food industry in US by 2000, I think this year, they will get rid of trans fat completely. But that's just one out of 2,700 chemicals, so I'm not impressed. FDA does not require manufacturer to label these foods with MSG unless it is 99% pure MSG. Now, protein hydrolysate is actually MSG, but it is not MSG as per US FDA. So you can skip writing protein hydrolysate. Natural flavor, who knows this is MSG? When they write natural flavor, who knows this is MSG? So there are, as I told you, there are 30 to 40 different products in MSG, but if it is derived from MSG, you don't have to write. Unless it is 99% MSG, you can skip it. There are a lot of other chemical additives which you can skip if it is below certain percentage point. So if you see some beverage or some healthy packaging, you think, oh, there are no chemicals? Don't get carried away. There are bound to be chemicals. Fourth, if we exercise regularly, we should be healthy irrespective of what we eat. Well, if we are eating unhealthy food, when we do exercise, what does exercise do to our body? It enhances our blood circulation. It carries the nutrition faster to the 100 trillion cells in our body. Now, when we have toxins in our body, what happens? The toxins will rush faster to our cells, right? So that's my problem. So exercise, I have seen people, they're doing exercise, they're drinking coffee, Tim Horton coffee, out of 4 ingredients, 3 ingredients are GMO. The milk is GM, the sugar is GM. Coffee you don't know, but it is contaminated. So they're drinking, Gatorade. Gatorade has a problem. Gatorade has a lot of chemicals. So people are, doing exercise, but they're eating this non-food. So that is a problem. If we have healthy parents, we need not worry for good health. Is that right? we make bad choices, we pay for it. Next. Okay, if we have unhealthy parents, we cannot do anything to improve our health. I have a problem here too. If you make a determined decision, you want to turn around your life, your health, you can make changes. Even if, probably 5 to 10% inherited genes can affect your health, but not all the time. Bruce Lipton, he is a very world-renowned molecular biologist. He has several theories of biology and belief and a lot of things. He has done so many presentations and research work, and he said that what we actually Indians always believe that you can change your line of your fate by, your work. So, what is this? This is nothing but the coding of DNA. When your line changes, your DNA coding has changed. So that's what he said, that you can change your genes by appropriate actions. If we are determined, we can make changes to our health, definitely. I would say more than 90%. Next, if we go for regular medical checkup and diagnosis and take prompt treatment for our health conditions, we should be good. Well, the thing is, modern medicine is extremely good for accidents, for trauma, for acute conditions, for life-threatening situations. There is no parallel to it. But for lifestyle diseases or the diseases which are chronically, affecting our population, like blood pressure, diabetes, cancer, modern medicine has a problem. It cannot reverse them. To reverse, we have to go back to Panch Mahabhut. And we cannot probably 100% reverse all the diseases, but there is a great success in natural food-based, treatments. And last, as long as we eat healthy and do regular exercise, we should be healthy. I have a problem here too. A very important aspect, apart from right food and exercise for a healthy living, is being spiritual. Now, when I say spiritual, you don't have to sit in meditation for every day 1 hour, morning, evening prayers. If you do, it adds value. But simple spirituality is caring, sharing, loving and helping others. That's it. If we can do this much, that also is enough to add value to your overall health. In fact, a lot of mainstream newspapers, media carried this news item last year, 2015, in US, that making others happy improves our health. It reduces our blood pressure, reduces diabetes, it reduces our insomnia problem, depression problem. Big newspapers carried these reports because a lot of studies have been done that helping others does help your health. So we don't have to go big time into doing, because a lot of people don't have so much of time. But just be kind to your family, your extended families, your friends, your colleagues, anywhere. Some people, they are so nice writing checks for donation, but when they are parking their car, they get mad at somebody who rushed to park in his spot that he scored and things like that. So it has to be a continuous process. You can't be selectively good and selectively, So I have covered the grounds that I wish to. As a conclusion, I would say that we need to take charge of our health and we need to decide our own food rather than leaving it to the industry. Because in last 30-40 years, because of convenience, we have abrogated our rights to these food industries who have only profit motive as the main plank for which they are existing. They don't care for anything except profit. So we cannot blame the food. We have to take charge. And it's not that the choices are not available. There are choices available. No doubt. You can't get the food that our forefathers 800 years back or even 60, 70 years back. But still, I always give this example when somebody asks, then what can I do? I say, okay, when you have a headache, what do you do? He says, I take Tylenol. I ask, okay, what is the strength of the Tylenol? He says, 500 milligram? He just remembered 500 milligram. So I said, okay, if you take 50 milligram, will it help you? He said, no, how can 50 milligram will help? I said, okay, so when you ingest toxins in your body, if 100 gram is going to do X damage to you, If you put 10 grams toxin in your body, 1/10 of the toxins in your body, will it do the same damage? He says, no. I said, it probably will reduce the damage by 1/10, right? So this is what I try to, give example, that the best we can do, we should try to do. Instead of, just throwing up our hands in despair and say that, oh, I can't do anything, everything is contaminated. No, that's not true. The best we can do, we should try to do. This is my, take. In India, in 1929, Mahatma Gandhi, or we call him Gandhiji, he took his first step on 12th March 1930 to cover the march of 390 kilometers. So when are we going to take our first step? This is my question to you.
Now.
Okay. So, to end my presentation, the last slide please. Yeah. न देवा दंडमादाय रक्षन्ति पशुपालवत् यम तु रक्षितुम इच्छन्ति बुद्ध्या संविभजन्ति तम. Gods do not protect like a shepherd will protect his flock with a stick. Whom gods want to protect, they give them the intellect. We have the intellect. Let us use it for our benefit. Thank you so much. Dhanyavad. Anybody has questions? No. Please.
Yeah, I will take my
Could you explain, please, what is organic food?
Yes. Organic food, for example, I'll give a simple example of milk. Now, when they say milk is organic, that means the cows have been fed with grass, which is the cow's natural food. So these cows are fed grass, and that grass is not supposed to be grown using any chemicals. So for example, sometimes they use Roundup to kill the weeds. Sometimes they use fertilizer and other pesticides. So the grass is supposed to be grown in a natural environment without using any synthetic chemicals. So, and these cows are not fed with any growth hormones, they are not fed with any antibiotic, these cows are not fed with any vaccination except what is approved, but especially they give them a lot of synthetic nutrition, and they continuously feed them with a lot of medications to take care of the inflammation and all that. So those things are not administered to cows. That's the milk that you get from this cow is organic. Now any food, for example tomatoes. So if the tomato is organic, that means they have not used any chemical, synthetic fertilizer or pesticide or herbicide to grow the tomatoes. So any food now if it is a packed food, I would avoid using packed organic food unless it is extremely necessary. Otherwise, you have tons of choices. So any organic food that you see, beets or carrots or any organic produce is grown without chemical inputs. So no synthetic fertilizers, pesticides, fungicides. Now, if it is coming from outside North America, like Canadian and US, I would use it. I would trust them till I find a reason not to trust them. but this is like I said. Instead of putting 100 grams of toxins in my body, I put 10 grams of toxins in my body. So I would trust American and Canadian regulatory agency for this till I find a reason not to. But packed food, they because when they say organic, it is not that they won't put any chemical additives. So they would put chemical additives. That's why I would avoid. Because as far as I myself consider, any chemical is bad. As I said, chemical additives are weapons of mass destruction.
Any other question?
So, Udit, these days you're starting to see more and more GMO-free on packaging. Is this a marketing ploy, or should we have confidence that those products are actually GMO-free? Because you're starting to see them on chips and everything. So, I had a kind of question.
Yeah. I would, if they are writing GMO free, I would trust them till I have reason not to. Because again, I'm repeating my answer, that till we find out a reason to doubt, instead of 100 grams of toxins, I would put 10 grams of toxins. But if it is GMO free from China, I would not take it.
Anybody
Yes,
else?
yes, sir.
Udita, thank you. I think it was an excellent presentation you did today, and I'm very grateful to you. I have just one question to you.
Sure, sir.
The one question is that all the thing what you told us here, it's sort of depressing in a way that we might think I should not be probably living long. But over the years, over the recent years, that life expectancy has gone up. So do you have any answers for?
Oh, absolutely. I have answer, yes. Life expectancy has gone up in North America, but they are propped up by medications. So the quality of life has drastically gone down. Because I work in pharmacy, you're a doctor, you also know. People are spending, I actually roughly, because I have been doing this kind of observation and studies, people are spending after retirement almost 20% of their waking time into dealing with issues, talking on the phone, going to hospital, doctor, pharmacy, going to collect a report, and doing this shopping and that shopping, going to different places where they have to deal with this kind of situation. So a lot of time they are spending, and their quality of life has deteriorated drastically. So even though they are, so these chemical, these medications, they are props. They don't let him die because that's the only way they can get business. But at the same time, they make the quality of life not really wonderful. Like people, I know a lot of people in India who were born before 50, 40. They had by and large, a lot of people had really good life, hardly any disease, hardly any medication, and they lived long and good life. Here, I am seeing that now 10, 11-year-old children are getting diabetes, type 2 diabetes. I also have come across juvenile arthritis. Young people are getting arthritis. Autism, the cases of autism have gone up like crazy. Like in 30 years back, there was 1 in 30,000 autism cases. Today, in America, 1 in 55, one child in 55 is autistic. So the problem is this quality of life has deteriorated.
Anybody else?
Did I answer your question?
No, I think
Anybody else, please?
I just read an article yesterday. Is it not true that vaccines now have glyphosates in them?
I'm sorry, vaccines?
Vaccines that carry glyphosates as well?
Vaccine carry glyphosate?
Oh, could be, yeah. Because the thing is, as I told you, we all are carriers of glyphosate. Because it is ubiquitously present everywhere. They are spraying glyphosate on 160 different products as desiccants. And then glyphosate has been around for at least 40 years. Initially, glyphosate actually was patented as a chelating agent for non-food industry. But now, they found out that this is a gold mine. And actually, Monsanto has made billions of dollars in last 20, 25 years, mainly on glyphosate. And glyphosate, it causes spontaneous abortion, it causes infertility, it causes cancers of all kinds, it causes tremendous. See what it does is, in 2 minutes I'll explain to you what actually glyphosate does. Why it is a weed killer. Glyphosate is a chelating agent. So chelating means it actually surrounds the nutritional minerals. So why the weed, how the weed dies? Because it deprives the weeds of nutrition. Now when your car is exhausted of the fuel, if you don't put the fuel, your car will stop, right? So minerals are the food for the plants. Now these minerals are chelated by glyphosate. When they are chelated, they are not available, they are not bioavailable for the weed. So weed dies. Now same glyphosate actually now enters our body. So when we consume glyphosate unwittingly, a lot of minerals that we are supposed to get as nutrition for our body, like cobalt and zinc and iodine and potassium. Lots of minerals are chelated, and when we are deprived of them, after 15 years, we know that, oh, magnesium, there is no magnesium, my heart is not functioning, my muscles are, having constant cramps. Why? Because there is no magnesium. Why? Because magnesium was chelated by glyphosate. So this is what is happening.
Okay, I will add to glyphosate because I am in power industry and I know glyphosate was used to clean the boilers. All scaling in the boiler, we use glyphosate to chemically clean boilers, and now it is in our food.
One more question.
Yes, sir.
Thanks again. I like what Kashmir said. You highlight a lot of interesting stuff. One of my concerns is that we are seeing lots of new diseases. I became a doctor in '69.
Right.
Now I see so many new problems. So you hinted that.
Right.
One of the things psychiatrists are worried about is what this food is doing to our gut bacteria. They're claiming that gut bacteria decides your mental health and physical health. So we are killing good bacteria with this kind of food. Maybe you can say something.
Absolutely. Actually, the seat of our immunity is almost 85 to 90% is in our GI tract. And serotonin has direct connection with our GI tract. Serotonin is something which is the most important chemical that psychiatry, field uses for people who have mental, problems, right? So serotonin is affected because these bacteria, these toxins, when they get into our GI tract, what they do is they cause the normal functioning is disrupted, and when that is disrupted, sometimes the good bacteria in our GI actually become bad guys, and the whole disruption process actually affects uptake of minerals, uptake of nutrition, and naturally to work as a normal human being, we do need those nutrition which is the design of the God. Now that disruption is causing unfathomable diseases. So the main reason is all these toxins which are ubiquitously present in our food, in our environment, everywhere. So that's why it is affecting our health, and that's why we are getting new kind of diseases. So basically, most important actually, the enemy is these chemical additives. Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
You have a question?
You mentioned flaxseed, about what not to take it from. Where do you get this flaxseed from?
Sorry, which one?
Where do you get good flax seeds from?
Oh,
Because you mentioned
organic.
GMO.
Yeah, you can. If you buy organic flax seeds, that's non-GM. Yes, and you do get organic flax seed from stores. Yes, yes. I have purchased. Yeah, you also get organic flaxseed oil if you want that. Yeah, I bought it from Superstore. Yeah, one time. Yeah.
Anybody else have a question? Thank you very much, Udit bhai. You did extraordinary
My request to all of you is that if you need any information like those charts, they are very simple to use. I can send them by email because they are all in Word file, so I can send them to you. Anybody needs, we can do that. Yeah.
Thank you once again.
Thank you
Definitely Udit bhai needs a second round of applause from all of us. Thank you very much, Udit bhai.
Thank you for listening to me. Thank you. Thank you.